Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Hi guys, welcome to my video. Well, my last installment of Tisa Tale versus Everybody, it was talking about she and Ratchet TV and how he confronted her after the trial. I also said I was going to deep dive a little bit more into where the accusations were coming from, how other content creators that covered the trial were stating that what she was reporting on and what they were actually hearing in the same courtroom were two different things. So I'm going to continue on with that series, and this is video 2. Now, as I stated in my first video, I started following Tisa in 2023 when she was reporting on the Diddy Cassie situation, and then she was the first to say that Diddy was going to be raided, and then she was the first to say that Diddy had charges coming and that he was going to be arrested. From her reporting and by it being accurate, I started following her, and I followed her during this trial. And I also started following other content creators that were in the courtroom at the Diddy trial, and they had some differences of opinions on what they were hearing. So for those of you that may have missed my first video, I'm going to play a few little clips from it, and then I'm going to play some new clips, and then I'm going to give my commentary.
Why are you sweating, Tisa? Why are you sweating? Why are you sweating?
Tisa's live, talking about this fight, and he's live and talking about this fight. This is very meta, you guys.
You didn't got caught up talking about this kid and I'm catching the city and I don't know him. Say it while I'm here. Why don't you say it while I'm standing right here?
Bitch ass men out here trying to bully women.
Bullying you? You bullied Diddy. You bullied his family. You bullied Diddy's entire family. You bullied Diddy's entire family.
Listen, let's get back into it.
Let's get back into it because you're a liar. Why don't you tell them people about that Rico you promised them? With that dry ass wig.
Hey, Ron.
Tell them about that. Tell them about that Rico you promised them. Tell them about that Rico you promised them, Tisa. Tell them about that Rico you promised them, Tisa. Exactly. You gotta do that. You sweat. She's scrambling and scraping, baby. Bad boy is back. Bad boy is back. Bad boy is back, Tisa. You scrambling and scraping.
Oh, these broke niggas is mad.
Bro, me, bro? You think I'm broke?
Oh, sorry, Mom.
At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, excuse me, can you please?
You're a liar. You are a liar, Tisa.
What?
Liar, Tisa.
She's been lying all the time, and y'all know it. Tisa tells. He just called her out. She's been paid by the prosecution. We found out yesterday. They said content creator. They said she's a big-time content creator, has over 500,000 followers. And somebody told us yesterday who said they covered 16 RICO trials. And they told us before we left yesterday that the reason she doesn't have to stand in line like the rest of us or pay line sitters is because she was paid by the prosecution for her commentary. And also, she doxed 2 of the victims.
Sarah Sneedicker.
She doxed Jane Doe. She doxed Mia. We got it on video. And she never got banned from the court. She didn't get banned because she's a liar who was working for the prosecution, allegedly.
What's her name?
Tisa Tales, that's her right there.
Tisa
in the burgundy.
Tisa
Tales, Tells.
Guys, don't get me wrong. I like Tisa, And I don't have a dog in this fight, but I can see why they're saying that she worked for the feds. She was in line. She leaves the line, goes into the federal court building. And we don't know because it didn't show in the video whether she had a line holder, but that was a little suspicious. Everybody else is in line and she gets out of line and goes into the building. Anyway, back to the video.
We will, listen, at the end of the day, we have done what we can.
So guys, that was Ratchet TV's interaction with Tisa. The next clip I'm going to show is North Carolina Beats, also known as the Baddest Bloggers, interaction with Tisa, and then I'll give my full commentary.
Don't lie. Don't get to running. Don't get. See, they want to sit on the line and lie on people, and then they want to run when we want to get an interview. Don't run. The Baddest Blogger looking for y'all asses.
Hey, right?
The Baddest Blogger looking for them.
Yes.
You know me, I expose people that lie on people.
Yes.
You know, and you know that's what I do.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? For a living, okay?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Did you see Tisa Tales? You ain't seen her.
Ooh. Yeah, she's over there.
Oh, she with you. I'm finna go on her and ask her. Oh, here she go right here. Yeah.
Y'all notice how everybody is calling her out and everybody is calling her a liar. This lady, oh, she's a liar.
Yo, let me go. Mm-hmm. And I'll send it to you with this one, okay? Because I'm behind you. Tisa Tales, what do you have to say about lying on Diddy every day? You came out here and lied on him. We just want to get your reaction. You said he was going to prison. He might be coming home. Just want to get your reaction. What do you think about the RICO?
I think that much like you, the jury had very ignorant. Acted ignorant.
You calling the jury ignorant?
No, I'm saying the way you came up on me is ignorant.
Well, I've been looking for you because that's what journalists do.
Maybe here I am.
So, what do you think about the RICO? What about all of the lies?
I think I'm on live right
Okay,
now.
that's what I thought.
Worry about your little
This is a liar, y'all. This is a liar. I hope Diddy sue your ass. He ain't going to jail for life, baby girl. And your security guard ain't doing a good job. You wasting your money. Liar, liar, pants on fire.
So there you have it. Two of the guys that confronted Tisa after the verdict both had similar stories and both had very high disdain for her. But was it warranted? Could they have just shared their views on their own platform? That's where the problem lies. People want to tell people how to run their platforms. My opinion is just what is called an opinion. I can say, no, they shouldn't have confronted her. They should have kept it on their own panel. But when people are passionate about what they do, then they tend to react in an emotional state. And that's what I think both of these guys did. They're very emotional. Tisa's very emotional. Everybody that was dealing with this trial and going to the trial, going to court every day, they were emotional. And sometimes when a woman is emotional, their emotions have a lot to do with how they analyze things, so they give it from an emotional standpoint. Let's just say this. You cannot get 4 people in a room and show them a movie and ask them to analyze that movie, and each one of them will say the same thing. And that's the same thing that went on in that trial, where she may have seen it one way, what was going on. They may have seen it another. Does that mean she was lying? No, it does not mean she was lying. It means that she listened to both sides. She listened to the witnesses. She listened to the prosecutors. And she may have thought that they were making valid points. But that does not mean that she lied because she thought that RICO was proven. People don't understand what RICO is. It means a criminal enterprise. And by them thinking that it was an enterprise and only having Diddy at that table, how are they going to get a RICO charge? And that's what the prosecution failed to do. One part of RICO is racketeering. In order to have racketeering and be guilty of racketeering, it had to be for profit. Diddy was not making any money on this. He was spending out money. So that was the first part. And the other part, criminal enterprise. How was it a criminal enterprise and Diddy was the only one at the defendant's table? Nobody else. You all remember the Young Thug trial when they had him and about 4 other people at the defendant's table because they were trying to prove a RICO and they were saying that that was a criminal enterprise. They were making big money and they looked at it like they were an enterprise that did criminal activities. How are they going to try to say that Diddy was running a criminal enterprise, but everybody that they said were co-conspirators, they gave them leniency so that they could testify against Diddy? In order to have an enterprise, you have to have more than one defendant. And in order to have racketeering, you have to have activity that's making profits. And that's where they lost their RICO. Now, it was a clip in this video where Tisa said it was grown ass men bullying her. And if you look at it from that standpoint, they were heckling her. And some people may think that heckling is bullying. And that's why I say they should have handled this on their own platform, because that was not a good look. Now, I may be mistaken, but as far as I know, those are the only 2 people that I saw online anywhere where she was confronted after the verdict and they heckled her. But she went on Nancy Grace's show and said that an angry mob was trying to attack her. I didn't see that. So if those videos are floating around, I personally didn't see them. Now, here's a clip of her telling Nancy Grace this. And like I said, I didn't see this on the internet anywhere. And if that had happened, somebody would have caught it and it would have been on the internet. Maybe she thinks these 2 confronting her were angry mobs, but they were 2 individuals. So she did embellish in that. So if she embellished in that, could she have been embellishing in other things that she reported on? Just a question.
To leave the courthouse because Diddy's supporters were out of control. The first time I ran and did my live, of course, I had 2 armed security guys. Everyone told me, the people in the courthouse is like, make sure you have security. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. It wasn't just me, but I'll tell you what I experienced. Diddy's supporters surrounding me, threatening me, saying that they were going to hurt me. It was a serious situation. It got so bad and there was so much chaos and violence that they actually had to lock the courtroom down and force the Diddy supporters across the street. It was something myself, the news media, mainstream media, new media have never seen in their lives. The level, and again, the jurors, I hope to God they know how to sleep at night. Because again, I'm sure they did their duty. But when all that chaos was happening, as I was being threatened and ushered out by armed security people.
I don't know if I believe that, because the news media was there. And if that happened like they said it happened, then people had to be ushered across the street because it was so much chaos, the news cameras would have caught it, and more than Tisa would be telling about it. Other bloggers would be speaking on it. Other news sites would be speaking on it. So I'm not sure if I actually believe that part.
You B, you effing B, we're going to kill you, you effing B. You work for, apparently I work for the feds. You're a plant. You made this all up because of you. Again, they're not too smart. Because of you, that's how this case got started. We're going to treat you worse than we treated Cassie.
Now, after unpacking all of that and seeing all of that, I'm going to give my opinion. And like I said, I like Tisa, but it's a lot of stuff that don't add up in that whole thing. Why was she allowed in the main courtroom and other bloggers were not? You had other big name bloggers that were there, but why was she the only one allowed in the main courtroom? I asked that, number 1. Number 2, why did they tell her she needed security for her safety, but the rest of the bloggers did not need security? And number 3, the thing about them threatening her, and why did she bring it to the internet? Why didn't she go and take out charges? See, that's the thing I don't get with the internet and content creators beefs. They can get on here and say whatever they want and people just take it at face value. But if you were threatened to be killed, you could have reported that. People will have gotten arrested. That place was highly guarded by the police and everybody else. So if you were being threatened, somebody or a cop, somebody would have heard it. And also, We saw you with two security guards. A mob of people will not be held back by two security guards. And that makes me think that you were embellishing some of the stuff that you said for shock value or for sympathy. I like you, Tisa, but I do think you over-exaggerated a lot of the stuff that happened. And because you were called out on it, you embellished what happened after that fact. In part 3 of these series, I'm going to show you somebody else that was in the courtroom, in the overflow room, and how he said things went down between Tisa and these two bloggers. And it's nothing like she's describing here. But hopefully you guys will come back to the next video. I want to thank y'all for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you like my content, you can buy me a coffee or a super thanks. And also feel free to leave a comment. But if the comments are disrespectful, you will be hidden from the channel and your comments will be removed.